Have you ever found yourself in a situation where the only thing you could do was cry out for help? It's a question that resonates deep within us, bringing forth memories of desperation and struggle. Yet it's in these moments of profound vulnerability that faith often shines the brightest, faith that's embodied in the words and life of King David, the author of Psalm 18. Let's journey back in time into the heart of a king who found solace and strength in his faith. David, a man of great power and influence, yet like us, he too faced trials and tribulations. He was pursued by enemies, confronted with insurmountable odds, and even faced the threat of death. But amidst the turmoil, David's faith remained unshaken. He knew that his strength was not his own, but a divine gift, a testament to a higher power that guided his path. His faith was not a passive acceptance of fate, but an active trust in God. A trust so strong that it became his fortress, his refuge, his rock in the face of adversity. David's life was not devoid of hardship. He was not invincible. But his faith in God provided him with a powerful shield, a fortress of solitude amidst the chaos. He turned to God in his darkest hours, crying out for deliverance and found solace in the assurance of divine protection. His faith was not a crutch but a source of strength. It was a testament to his trust in the Almighty, a trust that transcended the physical realm and delved into the spiritual. His faith was his beacon, guiding him through the stormy seas of life, leading him towards a shore of hope and deliverance. David's faith, as expressed in Psalm 18, was not just about seeking help in times of trouble. It was about acknowledging the divine power that sustains us, that gives us strength and leads us to victory. It was about recognizing the goodness of God in his life and promising to praise him forever. In the face of adversity, King David turned to God, his rock and deliverer. What would you do? Psalm 18 begins with a cry of desperation, a plea for divine intervention. Picture a king, a warrior, a man of faith, cast into the throes of adversity, his back against the wall. This is David, the author of Psalm 18, grappling with the trials that life has thrown his way. Imagine his voice, resonating through the cavernous halls of his palace as he cries out, "I love you, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge." The sheer intensity in his words, the fervor in his plea gives us a glimpse into the depths of his faith. In his plea, David does not paint a picture of a passive, distant deity, but rather, one who is intimately involved in the lives of his people. "The cords of death entangled me. The torrents of destruction overwhelmed me. The cords of the grave coiled around me. The snares of death confronted me." With these words, David paints a vivid picture of his predicament, of the forces that threatened to consume him. Yet in the face of such dire circumstances, David's faith remains steadfast. He recognizes his own limitations and turns to the one source of strength he knows to be unfailing, his God. "In my distress I called to the Lord, I cried to my God for help." This is not a mere plea for help but a testament of David's unwavering faith in God's power to deliver him. It is a cry from the heart, from a place of desperation, yet filled with hope and trust. David's plea serves as a powerful reminder to us all. When we are faced with trials and tribulations, when we feel overwhelmed and helpless, it is then that we must turn to our faith, to the divine power that guides us, just as David did. In his darkest hour, David found solace in his faith, crying out to the heavens for deliverance. His words echo through the ages, a testament to the power of faith, and a call to each of us to trust in the divine, even in the face of adversity. God responded to David's plea with a display of heavenly power. In the heart of his struggle, David cried out to the heavens, his voice echoing in the vast silence. His plea, a desperate call for help, was heard. Suddenly, the quietude of the heavens was shattered. God, in his infinite power and mercy, responded. The verses of Psalm 18 paint a vivid picture of this divine intervention. The earth shook and trembled, the foundations of the mountains quaked, smoke rose from his nostrils and devouring fire from his mouth. He rode on a cherub and flew, soaring on the wings of the wind. Imagine the heavens opening up, the ground beneath you shaking, the air around you vibrating with an unseen force. This is the power that answered David's plea. This is the power that intervened in his darkest hour. Yet, amidst this awe-inspiring display of divine strength, there was also a profound sense of justice. God, in all his might, was not merely flexing his power. He was intervening on behalf of David, a righteous man who had been wronged. He was bringing justice where justice was due. David's enemies had surrounded him, threatening to overtake him. But God, in his divine intervention, turned the tide. He reached down from on high and took hold of David, He drew him out of deep waters, rescuing him from his powerful enemies who were too strong for him. The divine intervention that saved David was not a random act of power. It was a deliberate response to a faithful servant's cry for help. It was a divine demonstration of love, justice, and power, all in one. David's story teaches us that no matter how dire our circumstances may be, we are never beyond the reach of God's help. His power can intervene in our lives, turning our despair into hope, our defeat into victory. God's power is beyond human comprehension, a beacon of hope in times of despair. In gratitude for his deliverance, David sings a song of thanksgiving to God. Here we delve into the heart of a man who, amidst adversity, found a reason to rejoice. David's song, his psalm of thanksgiving, is a testament to the resilience of faith and the power of gratitude. David's words are not just hollow praise, they come from a place of deep understanding and appreciation. He sings, "I love you, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer." This verse encapsulates his profound gratitude towards God, his unwavering faith in him as his strength, his rock, and his deliverer. David's praise is a response to the divine intervention he experienced. He acknowledges the divine power that rescued him from the clutches of his enemies and turned his tears into triumph. He sings, "In my distress I called upon the Lord, to my God I cried for help." His words echo the cries of many who have felt the weight of despair, yet found solace in their faith. David's song of thanksgiving is not just about his personal deliverance, it is a universal anthem for all who have experienced God's mercy and grace. It is a song for the weary who have found strength, for the oppressed who have found freedom, and for the lost who have found their way. David's gratitude is not confined to the past. His song is an ongoing testament to God's faithfulness. He acknowledges that God's goodness is not a one-time event, but a continuous outpouring of love and mercy. He sings, "You have given me the shield of your salvation, and your right hand supported me." David's song teaches us that gratitude is not merely a response to blessings received, but a posture of the heart. It is an attitude that recognizes God's hand in every situation, good or bad. It is the realization that every breath we take is a gift from God, a testament to his mercy and love. Gratitude is a powerful expression of faith, a testament to God's divine intervention. Let us, like David, find in our hearts the song of thanksgiving, a song that resonates with the rhythm of grace and echoes the melody of divine love. David acknowledges that it is God who gives him strength and victory. This statement rings with profound truth as we delve deeper into this scene of Psalm 18. David, a man of valor and victory, a warrior king, humbly recognizes that his triumphs are not his own, but gifts from God, the divine source of his strength. David's victories were numerous, his battles fierce, yet he understood that his strength was not a result of his own might or skill, but rather a divine endowment from God. He saw his victories not as his personal accomplishments but as proof of God's power and favor. This humility in the face of triumph is a testament to David's faith and trust in God. In acknowledging God as the source of his strength and victory, David paints a profound picture of divine power. God is not just a distant deity watching from the heavens, but an active, powerful force in our lives. He is the rock that provides stability, the fortress that offers protection, and the deliverer who brings victory. David's understanding of God's role in his life goes beyond mere appreciation for divine intervention. It is a recognition of God's omnipotence, his ability to change the course of events to make the impossible possible. God's strength is not limited to physical power. It is the strength of love, of justice, of righteousness. In the face of adversity, it is this divine strength that sustains us, enables us to persevere, and ultimately leads us to victory. Just as David was not alone in his battles, we are not alone in ours. God stands with us, his strength our shield, his love our comfort. David's recognition of God's strength and victory serves as a reminder to us all. It prompts us to reflect on our own lives, to identify the battles we've won, and the victories we've achieved, and to acknowledge that without God, we would not have overcome. In God, David found not just a deliverer, but the source of his strength and victory. Let us remember that in our own lives, it is God who gives us the strength to overcome, the courage to face our battles, and the victory that follows. David's story ends with praises for God's faithfulness and power. Just imagine, after navigating the tumultuous seas of life, after enduring the storms and the battles, David, the shepherd boy turned king, lifts his voice in profound gratitude. He sings a song not of his own strength but of the strength of the one who delivered him. David's voice rises, fervent and full of conviction. He declares, "The Lord lives, praise to my rock, may God, the rock of my salvation, be exalted." His words resonate with the unshakable belief in a God who is alive, a God who is his solid foundation. He continues, "God gives great victories to his king. He shows unfailing love to his anointed, to David and his descendants forever." David's praises echo the victories that God has wrought in his life, the deliverance he has experienced, the love that has been steadfast and unfailing. David's praises are not reserved for his own victories alone. He extends these praises to his descendants, a timeless testament to God's faithfulness. His words, "to David and his descendants forever," are a prophetic utterance, a declaration of God's enduring love and faithfulness to generations yet unborn. David's song is a testament of God's power, an acknowledgement of the divine hand that has guided, protected, and delivered him. His words are a celebration of a God who is just yet merciful, a God who is powerful yet tender. David's praises are more than mere words. They are a reflection of his heart, a heart full of gratitude, a heart that recognizes God's hand in every victory, every deliverance, every moment of his life. His song, his praises are his response to the overwhelming goodness and faithfulness of God. David's praises are not just for him, they are for us. They are for every person who has ever felt the weight of life's battles, for every person who has ever cried out for deliverance, for every person who has ever experienced God's unfailing love. David's praises echo through the ages, a timeless testament to God's faithfulness and power. David's story is not just a historical account, but a guide for our own lives. At the heart of Psalm 18 we find three profound teachings that echo through the ages: trust in God, gratitude, and perseverance. These aren't just ancient concepts, but timeless principles to guide our lives today. Trust in God is a cornerstone of faith, a steady anchor in the stormy seas of life. David's trust in God was unwavering, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable adversity. He knew that God, his rock, fortress and deliverer, was his ultimate source of strength. This trust wasn't passive, it was active, a conscious decision to rely on God's providence. Today we can apply this lesson by choosing to lean on God, especially when the way ahead seems uncertain or fraught with challenges. Gratitude is another powerful theme in Psalm 18. David didn't just thank God when things were going well. He expressed his gratitude even in the midst of trials, acknowledging God's intervention and deliverance. Gratitude, as David shows us, isn't just about saying thank you for the good times. It's about recognizing God's hand in every circumstance, whether it brings joy or pain. As we navigate the ups and downs of our lives, we can cultivate a heart of gratitude, choosing to see the blessings in every situation. Finally, David's story teaches us about the importance of perseverance. Despite the battles he faced, David remained steadfast. He didn't waver in his faith or his purpose. He carried on, confident in the knowledge that God was on his side. In our own lives, we too will face obstacles and hardships. But like David, we can choose to persevere, to persist even when the going gets tough, trusting that God is with us every step of the way. Now let's hear from some individuals who have found strength and inspiration in Psalm 18. Each story is unique, yet they all share a common thread: the transformative power of David's psalm. One woman, a single mother, found solace in the psalm's message during a challenging period of her life. She learned to trust in God as her rock and fortress, and this trust brought her peace amid the chaos. A man, recovering from a serious illness, found comfort in David's words. He discovered a wellspring of gratitude for God's healing power, a gratitude that has deepened his faith and given him a new perspective on life. A young college student, faced with the pressures of academic life, found motivation in the psalm's call to perseverance. She drew strength from David's unwavering commitment to his faith and purpose, a strength that helped her push through the toughest of times. Like David, we too can find strength, deliverance, and victory in God, our rock and deliverer.